of obstruction before trying to go live and get this out, I'm assuming we're going viral. Just joking. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. This is, it's your girl Indigo. Hey, and stuff. And like I mentioned in like my previous one, I'm gonna start incorporating the Indigo and the Cut segments into the Apex Radio Show TV platform on YouTube. Just a better reach and all that good stuff. But I digress. So this is my second one. The cool thing about it is that they're a little bit shorter too. Not as usually I can't get out of here without 45 minutes to an hour, on a Apex radio show and stuff. But yeah, with Indigo and the Cut, wham bam, thank you ma'am, and we'll be back to do it again. You know what I'm saying? So this one I just want to talk about patriotism, and stuff, and just like it might not all fit into like this little segment right here, but I'm gonna get it started. I'm gonna get it started. So yeah, patriotism. I think it is a really timely topic because this is at the end of the the Olympic Games, and I'm working on the speech fillers. So bear with me as I practice on you. So they just threw my words off again. Crazy. So the Olympic Games just ended, and it was interesting to me because as a woman of color, never know what these labels or whatever whatever they amount to or anything like that, but I have a specific experience due to the amount of melanin in my skin, especially in the United States of America, US of A. We just have a specific type of history. People of color, people of not even just of color, because that's a pretty wide spectrum I hear, or I can see now, but African American. I don't even know. It's just weird. It's just weird. Even the fact that our names and labels have to change. We are Americans, but it is crazy because we do have like a specific like parallel. It's just like a secondary, just an automatic secondary class citizenship. And I mean, I think it's duplicated on just about every continent. You have the Aboriginals. You have everybody of a good amount of melanated people around the world is being oppressed. But that I digress. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being a patriot, despite the tangled up knot of racism and colorism and genderism and all that good stuff. Despite it all, I still consider myself, and I can't not consider myself a patriot. I can't not, love America. Like, I cannot not do it. So it doesn't, it's even, and even the ugliness of sometimes our history can be, like, even that is in itself is beautiful. You know how you can like an ugly person? Hello. In Spanish for Trump. Hi, hello. Talking about being a patriot in America, even though sometimes it can be confusing. Yeah, vote for whoever you want to vote for. The beautiful thing about being in America is that we have, ideally, wise amount of information, and it's a democracy. Unlike other places in America, other places in the world, we have a democracy. And ideally, as long as we hold the ideals of the country together, ideally, that democracy is representative of the people, of the people. And so that's why I said you can't really see that. Hello. You can't really find that anywhere else, and a lot of places try to duplicate it, and I feel like it's one of the best. I feel like it's one of the best experiments, and it's been an experiment. It's been a wild, wacky ride, the past few hundred years and stuff like that. And like I said, I acknowledge just even the layers, like layers and levels is just beautiful. Like, our country is just beautiful. Like, it's you can't quite put it into a box. So I just feel like I'm a patriot. I don't feel like it really gets whoever, and I'm telling you, whoever the president is, at least we have the ability to complain, you know? Hey, what'd you do if you became a man for a day? Oh, I don't want to be a man for, I've never had penis envy. Quite happy with the set that I was given at birth. I've never had phallic envy whatsoever, you know? Looks very complicated over there. What would I do if I became a man for a day? Devote the rest of my existence to becoming a woman again. Ideally of color. So, answering that. But but yeah, so being a patriot, right? Being a patriot. It like being a patriot doesn't matter. It's like, okay, so patriotism defies parties. It defies lines. It defies, um it just defies everything. Like, you stand for your country. The country, no matter who the president is, whether it be Trump or whoever, it's still the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still your country no matter what. You still, it's like having like being a parent, right? It's like being a parent and having multiple children. If you can't really relate being having children and not having children, that's fine. I am a parent. A lot of my experiences come from being a parent, a lot of, things that I draw from. So it's like having multiple kids. It's like having multiple kids. You're not supposed to have favorites, you're going to relate to them all differently and everything like that. But all together, it's your family, all together, it's your family. You're responsible for them. So I feel the same thing about this country, the United States, it's like, no matter what, we're going to have, the kids that are going to, fall in line and do what they got to do for class and everything like that. And we're going to have the ones that, maybe need a little bit more love, maybe a little hug, a little bit more, just a little tougher, a little bit more work and stuff like that. But, it's our country, it's our country. And I'm saying this as, a black female in America. My ancestors came from, sharecroppers, to my understanding. We migrated up from North Carolina to upstate New York. I was raised with a New York education, so I say my E's and R's. And then I went to Howard University, a historically black college where I got a good amount of, experience about how even being black in America is not a monolithic, it's not a across the board thing. We have all types of even layers within our community, even though they like to like broad stroking and stuff like that. There are going to be Republican blacks, there are going to be independent blacks, there are going to be Democratic blacks, because we are that that ranged up and stuff. Yeah. Okay, amen. Yeah, so that's patriotism. I feel like it's the heart of the topic has become bastardized and weaponized. You're not a patriot if you don't believe what I believe. That's not patriotism. Patriotism is you care about the well-being of the entire country. You care about where we're headed as a country. You care about how we're interacting with other nations and how we're being represented, just like a family. I love everyone in my family. I might not get along with them, I might not talk to them every day. Some of them you just kind of gotta give them to God. But you still love them. You shouldn't want ill for them or anything like that. Now, if that's what you want, you can't really be like, what I'm saying? Like, you can't consider yourself a patriot if you want harm done to your brother or your sister. And I'm not talking about a kumbaya, brother or sister. We are brothers and sisters as far as citizens or, part of the people. The Constitution, we the people. We the people. There's no nation without the people. And that's where the democracy comes from, because it's supposed to be ruled by the people. And so that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like, I love independence. I love freedom. I love everything that this country says it stands for. And I love it so much that I would want to see it actually stand and be that. Because sometimes it takes a minute. You can have a vision for your child. You can have where you want your child to go, and then go sit down. Go sit down. No, go sit down. Thank you. Just because you're interrupted. Thank you. You can have a child, I have multiple children. You can have a child and have have a vision for their life. Same thing with your country. You can have a vision for your country. You have to have a place where you want to go, and you have to acknowledge where you are, and you also have to incorporate the past. Where have we been? Where have we been, and how far have we come? And what's the potential that we can take this and be leaders. We have to lead into the future. We have to lead into the future. So that's technology, that's education, that's that's just having a sustainable society. Like, we have so much stuff that we could actually do as natives. And hi, where do you live? You were just talking, you dance around real questions. Oh. In your input, what's the black family? Why is the black family being destroyed? Why are 80% of black women single? Why is the black family being destroyed? Why are 80% of black women single? I mean, that's easy, Mr. Acid, whoever you are. That's super simple. You know, I mean, strategically, it makes sense to attack the most vulnerable. You know, so as far as, like I said in the beginning, if you were in the beginning of it, there's like a parallel existence, within America. I mean, with as far as like being, a Black American and stuff like that. It's just a parallel existence. It's just a secondary. What is it called? I would say second class. Like, it just is what it is. It's like it's. What is the word? What is the word? There's a dominant culture and a subculture. It's like a subculture. It's weird and everything. You were just talking. You dancing around real questions. I guess I can't speak for. I can't speak for the overall agenda of the world. Why does it happen? Why does it happen around the world? Why did the diaspora happen? And who knows? But as far as being a patriot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't believe you should throw the baby out with the bathwater. Whoever the president is, you still live in this country. You're still a beating heart representative of the nation. And without you, even if you hold the ideals within yourself, the fact that the seed of the ideals is within you is the potential to be able to grow that within your country. Write a disposition. Like we disposition. We have technology, we have smartphones, we have all this other stuff. But when you really think about the forefathers of the country, and yes, they had slaves and this, that, and third. I mean, like, nothing should be whitewashed. Nothing should be brushed over, but also nothing should be weaponized and then like taken away from the main point. I grew up around Caucasians. Like, I grew up in upstate New York around Caucasians. So my experience, just it typical or not or otherwise, I had the ability to grow up around a culture, a minority around a dominant culture, and just kind of see how the inner workings work. And so yeah, there was hot seat of the KKK, Ku Klux Klan. We had one of their costumes in our local museum, and yeah, just good amount of Native Americans were wiped out in that area. Good amount of blood in the soil. But as far as like, just acknowledging it, right, wrong, neutral, whatever. You take a spiritual standpoint, you put it all in God's hands, and like I said, it behooves us to acknowledge the past so that we can have a better future, so that we don't duplicate the wrongs of the past, and then also too so that we can rectify them. Like, if we're not trying to rectify them, we're not really trying to move in a positive, sustainable future in the right direction. So basically, my high school, also too, being a patriot, a true patriot. I'm telling you, I'm going to go into the layers. So my high school mascot was the Patriot. My high school mascot was a Patriot. I loved going to the pep rallies. I loved, supporting my sports teams. In high school, had that whole experience. I took AP, IB classes, like, so just was really just just love school, love education, love scholastic, achievement and all that good stuff, honor roll, high honor roll, good stuff, good stuff, good New York education. And so, that's just another layer of patriotism. So this brings me up until just now, so thank you for everyone who's like, hit up the chat. Let me make sure people are so funny. Okay. It's your girl. Okay. Okay, cool. So, so yeah. So what makes me, man, okay. So this was just recent. So I was my high school mascot was a Patriot. I feel like I've always been a Patriot, even in school. Like the not the O say can you see, but the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance. My whole youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they took it. I think they took it out of schools. Like, after they took a lot of stuff out of schools after I like left primary education. But yes, every morning I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Maybe they took it out because of all the things it said. I believed in what it said, and that's how you build patriotism for your nation. You have all the kids in the education, say the things and everything like that. So I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the flag, that's why we don't desecrate the flag, of the United States of America, USA, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, undivided, with liberty and justice for all. That was our what is it? Our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. So that was bred into me from the age of 5, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. All of a sudden we have what we have. All of a sudden people can't discuss anything. Everyone has to disagree viciously and stand for what you stand for. But if you're a true patriot, you won't see the other as other than you. You'll see them as, your brother or your sister who has their own opinion, their own way of looking at things, and together we make one nation. I don't care if it's a tossed salad, I don't care if it's a melting pot. I learned that in history class, whatever. It's the fact that we have a group of people here, and at the end of the day, we needed to be sustainable. We needed to, cover our bases, protect the most vulnerable. The guy in the chat, he asked about, why is the black family being destroyed, and black women. That's the most vulnerable. We've only had a few decades to really, really try to be something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we fought in all major wars in this country. We've owned things, owned land. We had after the whatever, the trickling end of slavery, we had a good amount of time where we had a lot of politicians and stuff like that. That's not really, so that's what I'm saying. It's like a parallel, but it's still part of our country. We're still patriots. I have uncles that died in wars. I have uncles that came back as veterans. Grandfather, fought in the wars and stuff like that. So I have family members that have fought for this country, died for this country, came back, disabled for this country. And at some point, it doesn't behoove us to really just throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I was going to get into like the current, so here's where we come to current, and it's about 18 minutes. Okay, so I got probably about like 5 more. So basically, go sit down, please. So basically, the Olympics just ended, right? And the Americans won a lot of gold medals from what I can tell, and a good amount of them were African American athletes, or athletes of color, black athletes, I don't know, brown, melanated, maybe I just say melanated, because we're not colors of crayons in a box, and we're also just American, really. There's nothing really different and stuff like that, outside of just, the historical relevance of just, being, oppressed due to melanation. No, And so yeah, so the Olympics, old black women, this, that, and the third, boop, 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 bop, 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 Simone Biles, her hair, da, 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 everything always about our looks and stuff like that, never really just about coming and doing the job. And so, and then it was funny because, like, they have black Twitter, black Instagram, just again, the parallel existence and the understanding and the lens of, major stuff. So yeah, as so on those, everybody might not be privy to it, but it was kind of funny. It was just like, okay, yeah, I was a patriot for the Olympics, and now I'm not. Now my patriotism is over. Now I'm gonna take my support of the country back, and because the Olympics is over. There's no point in pretending like we're all on the same page and stuff like that. So I thought it was amusing and stuff, but then also too, it's just kind of disheartening and sad because it's kind of disheartening and sad because it's just like, again, we have ancestors that fought for this country. We had, people that did take advantage of, the dream and make it into a reality. And then, generations later, they're where they're at. You know what I'm saying? To whatever degree it is progress. And to whatever degree that we're being held back, oppressed, held down, whatever, annihilated, assassinated, and everything like that. That's the present day. That's what needs to be, dealt with, and everything. And a good amount of that, I do feel like, comes from, you know, Black Americans not feeling like they have a part in the broader scope or the broader picture, and also not really being taught or educated properly of how to engage civically with our government, whether it be local, whether it be state, whether it be federal, and stuff like that. So that's that. But yeah, so final wrap up as far as, I got a few more minutes. Final wrap up as far as being a true patriot. So me and my kids, we took a trip to. I'm not playing. We took a trip to Fort Henry, here in Baltimore, Maryland. Fort Henry is a port in Baltimore, Maryland, that fought, in the war of, was it the American Revolution?
Yes, it was.
American Revolution,
Yes.
now go. Whatever war it was that the guy made the Star Spangled Banner song, right? So, yeah, it was a major battle fought there. I didn't even know. I love history as its own thing. And so you go there and it's beautiful and it has all this grass. Fort Henry in Baltimore, Maryland. If you ever have a chance, definitely stop there. And beautiful day. They shot off a cannon. That was cool. We were able to see that demonstration. And then also they had a video that they played. Just going over the history of what happened there. The different sizes of the flags and how the guy wrote the Star Spangled Banner, and how he was a captive. No, yeah, he had gotten captured by the British, and then he was on the ship. While the battle was going on. So Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see from the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous time. On the ramparts we watch, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Come on now, come Come on now, you could cry on that song alone. But I cried. I cried on the video because not only was it, historically accurate, like you saw, you know what I'm saying? You saw black people, you saw white people, you saw all types of people being demonstrated and fighting in the war. And just Baltimore, I just love Baltimore because it just makes sense that it's, DC, according to this story, DC fell. DC was captured or whatever, had lost. Baltimore battened down the hatches and fought the good fight, fought the good fight. And I just love a good, I love a good battle. I love a good competition. There's nothing wrong with competition. We can't be scared of it. What we need to do is build up the character and sense of integrity and sense of, we got to build up the sense of pride again, not ridiculous, empty pride, not based on propaganda, but based on really what is beautiful about this country, what we have now, and where we can go, as a leader, as a global leader. And I would love to lead, as a country, not on a, we want to maintain the beauty and the differences of everybody's, every country and nation and everything that they have, but we do need like a collective communication about, and not in no big brother type of way, but a collective communication about how as a planet, now I'm talking about, a little bit bigger, but as a planet, like collectively, how would we really, address, just like a planetary threat, whether it be asteroids or, whatever. We just have to acknowledge that there is, beyond us, infinity beyond this planet, beyond our atmosphere. And that would be great. If anything, that's a goal. If anything, even if it's a little, I don't, going out into space isn't that, that amazing, especially if we're trying to beat each other there. But, really, like, if someone came from someplace else, it was like, hey, Earthlings, what's going on? It would be great if the United States could be a leader in that, a leader in actual true peace and and what it looks like to have, so many different people from so many different backgrounds with so many different lived experiences that can actually truly see each other as brothers and sisters beyond the Olympic Games, and stuff. So that's my piece. Thank you for everybody that jumped on and everything like that. And stuff, and I might talk a little bit more about it, but I just went over the different layers of why Indigo feels like she's a true patriot, and happy to talk about it, or just to express my views and everything, opinions, based on research, facts, and lived experience. But other than that, comment on how you feel, like, subscribe, share, and everything like that, especially in such a tenuous time. And we just got to, no matter who sits in the presidential seat, or no matter who gets that privilege to actually represent our country in that way, we're still a country. We're still a country. We still should stand for something, and we should not fall for just anything or what anybody just says, just as a country. I don't need everybody to agree with me, but what I would like is for everyone to be able to provide for their children. What I would like is for everybody to be able to get a quality, good education despite where they live or where they come from. And what I would like to see is that everyone does get, comprehensive health care, like whatever that looks like, without actually, crumbling the system and having holes where people do fall through the cracks. I think that's all achievable, no matter who the president is. I think that should be goals no matter what, and we should just, we should lock in with each other, and and it is what it is. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree all on, don't touch me, don't hurt me, don't hit me, don't bring my stuff. These are just spiritual across the board laws, just about you should be able to be free to be just about anything or anyone you want to be, as long as you're not hurting others and destroying other people's property and stuff like that. That's don't break other people's toys, and don't hurt nobody. Don't hurt nobody. And that's about it. That really should just be across the board, only things that should get enforced whatsoever, and that's about it. So I'm going to be signing off energetically. That was about 30 minutes and stuff like that. So, comment, let me know, like, share, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to be signing off energetically. Bye.
Love you.
Go lay down. Go lay down.